Secondly, I'd like to speak just briefly to item 13. And it's the question of the county's involvement with the city of San Diego and the possibility that jointly we can figure a way to build a new stadium in San Diego County. In the 60s, our predecessors on this Board of Supervisors and those on the City Council came together to do something that was pretty dramatic in San Diego. San Diego was a minor league town then, and they stepped forward and said, we need to build a stadium for football and for baseball so that we can have professional teams. We actually had one, but they were playing in an old high school stadium, and I used to attend those games. It was the San Diego Chargers. And some of you may remember they started in what literally was a high school stadium. Then they put a second deck on it, which I think ultimately decided wasn't earthquake proof. And it probably was on the verge of coming down during the games when you were stomping your feet. But they moved then to what was San Diego Stadium. It took a lot of resources, and it took a lot of courage on the part of our predecessors to make that deal. Today's step, while significant, is a minor step forward. This is a step to start to define what is it that the city and county can do jointly to bring forward an agreement that could possibly result in a new stadium for San Diego. I don't think anybody who is attending games out at the Qualcomm could not help but note the deteriorated condition of that stadium. As an architect, I can tell you the renovation of that stadium would run into the hundreds of millions of dollars, and still you wouldn't have something to be proud of. There was a partnership between the city and the county that lasted until the mid-90s when it fell apart because this board stood firm and said, we like being involved, but we won't go along with something called a ticket guarantee. And there was a mayor who, in her infinite wisdom, decided that was just a great idea and decided to dissolve the partnership. I say that somewhat tongue-in-cheek because at least 3 of you on this board joined me and just held firm that we didn't think it was a good deal for the public, and as it proved over season after season after season, it wasn't a good deal for the public, and really resulted in, I think, some animosity that still exists in this community, in spite of the fact that that particular politician is long gone. I don't know what a final agreement's going to look like. I don't know whether it would involve a loan or any other type of financial device, but I do know that we need a very professional team of consultants to assist us in deciding how can we put a deal together. How can an agreement be structured? Not an agreement that the Chargers dictate, and you don't take as a starting point here this is what we're willing to pay or else we're going to move to Los Angeles. I've appeared before the advisory board and I told them in no uncertain terms, ignore what's going on, ignore Los Angeles, ignore all of these things. Let's see what a San Diego solution might look like. And if that doesn't work, so be it. I'd like to have a new stadium, but not at any price. I'd like to have something that makes sense for us as well as for the team. So what we are agreeing to today is really to take a step in partnership with the city of San Diego, who will have this on their schedule later today. The city council will be considering this same thing, a memorandum of understanding to explore what we might do to consider going forward with a new stadium, how that might be done, what are all the sources of new revenue. There's a lot of new revenue that's created with a new stadium. And how do you creatively direct those revenue dollars back into the construction of the new stadium? There's ways to do that. So I urge your support for this, and I understand your positions, and I think Supervisor Jacob said it well. We're not going to put the county's financial standing at risk. That just isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen for a stadium. It's not going to happen for anything. We've worked too hard since 1995 to restore the good credit of this county. And we have obligations that take higher priority than a stadium. But having said that, I'd like to see if this Board of Supervisors can maybe figure a way to do it within that structure that leaves something for our grandkids and maybe their kids to enjoy going on in the future. It's part of what defines us as a community. It's important. It's not just the people who go to the games. You look around and look at the TV ratings on a Sunday when the Chargers are playing, whether they're here, no matter where they are. I can tell you, I don't have season tickets, so I try to go to a game each year, take my grandson. And if I'm not there, chances are almost certain you'll see me at home trying to watch, see what's doing it. Same for the Padres. These are professional sports, and they define us as much as other things that we donate a lot of money to, like symphonies and museums and other things that we pour out a lot of dollars for. Let's see, it's a quality of life issue in a sense, and let's see if there's a practical way to make this happen. Thank you.